Okay. I just finally lost my mind, and I've been hallucinating ever since. Little Mickey Mouse is here. Little Pikachu just showed up. Stars and lights, lines, colors.
So what have you been diagnosed with?
I haven't.
This is Anthony Boggess, and there's a good reason why he hasn't been diagnosed with anything. After brutally killing his ex-roommate Jim Thrower, he's decided that pleading insanity is the only way he can escape a life behind bars. But is he actually seeing Pokemon or soccer balls? Or will law enforcement determine that it's his statements that are insane, not him?
I intentionally steal drugs.
Why?
I'm crazy.
Because you're crazy. When did you decide that you were crazy?
On January 4th, 2022, 65-year-old James Thrower's coworker creaked open the back door of his home. For several days, Jim hadn't shown up to work, and after receiving a series of texts from his phone that didn't sound like him, she grew concerned and decided to investigate. When she opened the door, it wasn't Jim she found. It was his former roommate, a 30-year-old homeless man named Anthony Boggess. Anthony was shirtless and disheveled, with 3 long scratches marring his chest. He told the woman that he and Jim had been attacked by 2 strange men and that Jim was dead. But the home reeked of gasoline, and the crazy story Anthony was telling was less scary than the crazed look in his eyes. In a panic, the coworker called law enforcement, but by the time help arrived, Anthony was gone. Moments later, it became clear why Anthony ran. Jim's coworker discovered Jim's body in the garage, wrapped in a tarp and doused in gasoline. He had been brutally strangled and had clearly been deceased for several days. For years, Jim had provided Anthony with a place to lay his head in the cold Washington winters. Jim had selflessly paid for his meals and clothes. Now, the only person who could answer questions about his death was the very person he had gone above and beyond to help. After a 3-day manhunt, law enforcement managed to locate Anthony walking along a bike trail in nearby Seattle. And he had quite a tale to tell the officers in between visits from his supposed Pokemon hallucinations.
You need to go kill people. You need to go kill people. And you know, these things tell me to do these things. I've always been able to ignore them. But I felt an energy rush playing with little Pikachu that I see.
The Marysville Police Department in Washington State provided us with the footage you are about to see. Our team of interrogation experts and forensic psychologists have thoroughly analyzed it to give you a deeper understanding of the mental state of both our suspect and the officers who are pursuing justice.
Okay, recorder's on.
Okay, this is a statement of Anthony. How do you say your last name?
Boggess.
Boggess. That's not what we were saying. Okay. The date is January 7th, 2022, and the time is now 12:14 hours, and I'm Detective Shackleton of the Marysville Police Department. The statement is being recorded at the Marysville Police Department, and Detective Rediger is also in the room. And Anthony, do you understand this is being recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is your date of birth?
January 15th, 1991.
And I understand you're homeless?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a phone number?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read you your rights.
As Detective Shackleton reads Anthony his rights, Anthony maintains the same relaxed, controlled demeanor he's begun the interview with. He doesn't display any nervous behavior that suspects commonly do in interrogation rooms, like bouncing their legs, avoiding eye contact, or being overly friendly with the investigators. He also doesn't display any behavior that's typical of someone suffering from hallucinations.
So, they told me that you knew that we were going to be coming looking for you.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So what happened, Anthony?
I just split finally. I knew it was happening. I knew it was going to come too. I didn't know it was going to be that day. Okay. I just finally lost my damn mind, and I've been hallucinating ever since. I started hallucinating beforehand.
Okay.
I thought I had it together. I was going to go to the doctor, get prescriptions, get help. I was on the street. I said, hopefully they find me soon, because in a moment, I'm not going to know left or right.
That bad, huh?
It's getting there.
Okay.
Does it kind of get going waves for it? Sometimes worse, sometimes better?
Yesterday I woke up finally. I started walking. I walked. I had nothing on my mind. I didn't even know I was walking. I just continued walking, and then 5 or 6 blocks later. So I said, hey, here's the start.
Rather than talk about the murder itself, Anthony tries to divert all of the investigators' attention to his supposed mental health crisis. This is likely an attempt to immediately portray himself as a person who needs help, rather than a calculated, cold-blooded killer who went on a rampage. Little does Anthony know that everything about his initial response makes him look even more manipulative and calculating. People struggling with a disconnect from reality aren't aware that they are having delusions or at risk of losing control. They don't have a concept of losing it, because the thoughts, feelings, and emotions they are experiencing are completely real to them. It seems that Detective Shackleton is well aware of that fact. She tries to get Anthony back on track by discussing the murder. He has no problem giving her every grim detail.
Okay. So let's talk about what happened that day.
Pretty much just freaked out. I'm not gonna lie, I just freaked out. Mm-hmm. I know I put gasoline in the house. I didn't light it. I was gonna light it on fire.
How
I'm
come?
not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm not a pyromaniac or anything.
You're not? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I've never started a fire. I've been aggressive before, but not this way.
Do you call James Jimmy or Jim or?
Call him Jim.
Jim. Okay. What'd you do to Jim?
I him out, stepped on his neck, put him in a tarp, put him in the garage. Put him in the garage. It's like, what do I do next? And I just sat there. So I took his car twice.
You what?
I just sat there for a while, figuring out what's next.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was in a daze. So I went up into his lockbox, opened up his lockbox, found a bunch of weed. Just started making a mess everywhere. And then I just smoked weed for a few days, sitting on the couch. Took over his phone, answered a few texts. I said I knew this chick was coming because she got worried immediately. I said, if I just wait here, the cops will show up, and I said that's what I'm going to do at first. And then I just flipped out again and ran through the backyard, and when she came through, and left. But before that, before I left, I went to the gas station twice and just filled up a few buckets of gasoline. I was going to light it on fire. And, I just sat there like, maybe I can get control. Because all I got to do is call the cops. I don't mind turning myself in. I just couldn't bring myself to it.
Okay. You said you knew this was coming on. What do you mean by that?
We both had plans. I'm trying to get mental help. Mm-hmm. That was it. The break of insanity.
Anthony probably should have read up on what insanity looks like in those 3 days that he was smoking and lounging around a dead man's house. People in a psychotic state almost always suffer from disordered, illogical thinking. They don't have the mental capacity to formulate a plan to take control, as Anthony had just stated he was thinking of doing by setting the house on fire to cover up evidence of the murder. In addition, Anthony's choice to pose as Jim by texting from his phone shows he had the capability to think clearly enough to attempt to cover up his actions. Anthony's callous, straightforward way of discussing the way he murdered Jim demonstrates a complete lack of empathy for his victim. That means to investigators, he's looking more like a cold-blooded killer with every passing second, despite what he's about to claim.
How do you feel today?
Oh, I'm violent. I was f***ed up.
Yeah.
That's Jim. I cared about him.
Yeah, he's done a lot for you, I hear.
A lot.
Yeah. Okay. So I appreciate you kind of telling everything that happened, but I kind of want to go step by step. So he came home Friday after work, right?
Yep.
Yep. What happened after he got home?
Oh, dude.
His stepdad had just died, right?
Yes, he told me about that. Stepdad did just die. We were drinking at that point in time.
Is that normal for you guys to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we chill out on the back porch a lot.
It's nice back there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in that kind of covered area?
Yeah. He did that himself. I was like, that's impressive.
It really is. So you're drinking on the back porch. What are you guys drinking?
Irish cream. Another thing. and then IPAs.
Okay. And then what happened? Were you guys talking about things?
We were talking, and then I just started getting up. On my own.
What?
So I just started getting up on my own.
Getting up?
Yeah, it was weird. I was inside of myself. I'm just like, what is this the whole time? And he knew it. He seen it. Maybe it's time to go. So I tried going out the front door. It's not. I turned around, grabbed his neck, and I didn't stop.
So did he tell you to leave?
No, he wasn't able to.
So why were you going out the front door?
Because it was time to leave. I could feel it.
You could feel. What does that mean?
I lost control. I was losing control.
You were losing control, so you're gonna leave.
He's seen it too.
Okay.
You mean that you were worried you were going to do something?
Yeah. No, wait. He did suggest maybe it's time to leave.
Okay.
So when I was going to the front door.
When he told you it was time to leave, what did you think?
I agreed.
You agreed. Okay.
I agreed.
Okay.
I was trying to get out. You know, I was like, I didn't feel. I started going numb.
Mm-hmm.
I got really dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time, the hallucination struck.
Tell me about those.
Oh, they're horrible. Their voices at first.
Mm-hmm.
They whisper into your friggin' ear.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts.
What were they saying?
Anything. I mean, it starts and it goes. I mean, it goes from to want to see my to hi, how are you today? To what do you feel like today? To torment. You're gonna die. You're gonna freaking die. Mm-hmm. To you need to go kill people. You need to go kill people. And you know, these things tell me to do these things. I've always been able to ignore them, but I felt an energy rush, which is why I started to leave. So I've never felt this before. And I went numb. And then I felt it. I even felt it. It was a rush. Like I felt it in my brain. I snapped.
Was it you said a rush? Was that a good rush or a good feeling? No. Okay.
I felt evil.
You felt evil?
I felt enraged. I felt very carnage. Very, very carnal.
Okay.
Was there anything? Why did you feel enraged?
I don't know. I had no reason to feel enraged. I just did. It was that second, and I didn't stop.
Okay, so take us as best you can, like through all the details.
So we were on the porch.
The front porch?
Yeah, I felt this incredible amount of energy from the brain, from the head. I felt flush. I'm pretty sure I got red in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. It was my first time. Then I started getting shaky from it.
Mm-hmm. So what was the first thing that you did?
I looked at Jim, and I gave him like a put my hand out in a manner, and I said, and he said, maybe it's time to go. I said, yeah. And it was just increasing. And then I lost all, I don't know how to explain it, all functionality. I was walking, questioning myself, what's moving me? I tried to move faster because I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Couldn't move faster.
Then what happened?
I seen it. I don't know how to explain it. I just got very.
What did you physically do?
Oh, I physically grabbed him in the neck.
With what?
My left hand or right hand?
Both hands?
Left or right hand.
Left or right, okay.
And then I dragged him into the room.
What was he doing when you did that?
Trying to get me off of him. But I had the strength of 10 men. My hand was right there. I didn't really need to do anything. I grabbed his shirt. It was like I just moved him. I moved him from here to there.
Is that the spare bedroom?
Yeah. There's the spare bedroom.
And what happened once you grabbed him? Do you drag him into the room?
I launched him in there.
You threw him?
Actually, I had him right here. I had him on his neck, and then Only my left hand. It was so easy. It was incredible. It was so easy.
And when you did that, what happened to him?
He went down on the ground really hard.
Okay. What did he do once he hit the ground?
He tried to get back up, but I got on top of him.
And what happened?
Oh, I hit him a few times.
With what?
My hand.
And when you were hitting him, was he on the ground?
Yeah. I think I might have hit him with something. I'm not sure what. A few things maybe, but I'm not sure what.
Okay. And so you're hitting him. Is he hitting back, or what's he doing at that point?
After I had hit him, there wasn't much fight left in him.
Okay.
I hit him, and I blasted him, and
what does that mean?
I hit him with my left hand on the cheek, and I heard that. I heard the hit. I blasted him. I just.
Like broke his bones?
I don't think I broke his bone. I could have broken his bones.
Yeah.
Where did you hit him at?
In his cheek, yeah. And I dropped it. And then I remember I grabbed a few things and just a monkey animal, which I was. And we've been talking to myself, yelling in my head. Get off of him, get off of him. I can't. I grabbed 3 or 4 things and I threw them. Just like that. They hit him.
Yeah, him?
Yeah, they hit him. I mean, I hit him.
Anthony is going into graphic detail about the violent acts he committed against his friend, and he's about to go into even more. This is likely an attempt to assert dominance, which is further indicated by the fact that for the first time in the investigation, he turns to address the other man in the room. But these graphic descriptions he's giving of his inhumane behavior are only hurting his claim that he was out of control, which is exactly why law enforcement keeps probing him for more details. People who have lost touch with reality generally struggle to recall any details of their actions during their state of psychosis, let alone minor ones. Anthony doesn't just recount these details, he derives pleasure from shocking law enforcement with them. Well, trying to shock them at least.
You don't know what it was though that you hit him with?
There's a square thing. It's like rock or something. I think it might have been broken in half.
Okay.
There might have been a bottle. I definitely grabbed a bottle. I remember this now. Hit him on the head with it.
What kind of bottle?
Big bottle.
Like a drinking bottle?
Yeah.
What, alcohol?
There was no alcohol in it.
But it was an alcohol bottle?
I think so.
Okay. And you said a bricky thing? Where was that at?
It was on the end table.
Why was there a brick?
It wasn't a brick. It was like a. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak
like a cinder block?
It wasn't a cinder block. It's like maybe a tray, like a cinder block tray.
A cinder block tray. Okay. But you broke that on him? Is that what you said?
Yeah. A few other things. I can't remember, but I think a few other things. I know I picked things up so rapidly. Mm-hmm. I've never moved that fast before.
So you said that you had it around his neck, and I think you said you him out.
Yeah, I pretty much kept my left hand until it wore out, because this one got bit by him, right there, on his cheek, or on his neck, and then I kept this one over his mouth.
Okay.
And that took all of 8-10 minutes. And then I stood on his neck, and I just wanted to make sure he was dead, and I think I crushed it.
Okay. So the whole time you had your hand on his mouth and his neck, was that for him to quit breathing?
Yes, ma'am. I was strangling him.
Did he quit breathing?
Yes, ma'am.
But it took 8 to 10 minutes?
I'm not sure, but that's how long I stayed there, 8 to 10 minutes. And then I stood on top of him while I'm yelling at myself for a good 15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there blabbing on the bed. Mouth is running. I'm sorry, go ahead.
When you were standing on top of him, were you stomping on him?
No, I did not stomp on him.
Not with your feet, you didn't stomp.
I don't think so. I don't think I stomped on him.
Okay. What were you wearing on your feet?
I had no shoes on.
No shoes, okay. And so you stood on his neck for another 15 minutes, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? What was he doing?
He was down on the floor.
Was he dead?
Yeah.
Was he dead after you were done strangling them?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
I pissed on him.
You pissed on him? Okay. Where at?
Face.
And then what?
That was it. I went silent.
And then that was it? And then what'd you do?
Oh, I put his arms. I put his arms around his body.
What do you mean?
Like I folded his arms.
You folded him? Okay. Was he laying on his back then?
Yes.
Okay. And then what?
I got a tarp. I was gonna bury the body, but I pulled it together. I said, "No, I'd rather go to prison. I don't want to hurt another man."
Okay. Where'd you get the tarp?
From the garage.
From the garage. Okay. So what'd you do then?
Took the tarp, put it under him.
Then what?
Did you bring the tarp in the bedroom?
Yeah, I brought the tarp in the bedroom, put it under him. I tarped him up. I rolled him up in the tarp.
What'd you do before that? Throw some wires around him.
Oh yes, the wires.
Okay.
I put the wires around him to keep him in place. Sorry, I did forget those.
Where did the wires come from?
The garage.
Okay. And tell me where you put the wires.
Around his hand, around his legs, and then around the tarp.
Okay. Around his neck?
I don't remember that, but it is a possibility.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, there was a lot going on with his neck. Why don't you remember what you did to his neck?
Oh yeah. That's when I realized I couldn't stop. I just did it.
What'd you do?
I wrapped it in, like it had two wooden pieces, and I was like, "This looks nice."
This what?
So what I had in my hand, I said, "This looks nice."
And what was it?
I don't remember, but it was there, and I just.
Where did you get what you put on his neck?
From the garage. I don't remember what I had. I know I liked it, and I said I like it because it'll shut them up. I said it'll shut them all up.
Okay. What was it that you used?
Wire, and then something else, and I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I know it was wire, and then something else.
You said it'll shut him up? Was he still talking this time?
No, but they were. The boys, they were.
What were they saying?
Okay.
Keep going, man. Keep going. People. Piss on him. Hit him in the head.
Did you them?
No.
Okay.
I did not. And then they just,
There was, what'd you do with the bungee?
Bungee?
Yeah, there's a bungee.
I don't remember. I think I threw that around his neck, and I'm not sure how. And really, I was focused, and I'm not gonna lie, on the neck.
Mm-hmm.
It was satisfactory to me.
To go out his neck? Okay.
Yep.
And then what? What'd you do?
I just know I messed. I know I really paid it. I know I now I'm remembering. I think I threw the bungee. There was one piece of something I'm trying to remember besides the bungee, and I cannot remember for the life of me. It was like a. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it was made of wood or something.
What was it shaped like?
Oh, I don't remember. But that one thing I did, I liked.
It had something to do with wind chimes.
Yes, it was a wind chime, and there was a wind chime. I took a piece of the wind chime away.
Where was the wind chime at?
Around his neck, right here.
Well, where'd you get it?
From the wind chime that goes above my bed. That's in my room.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Describe it.
It's silver.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chimes.
Yeah.
I took one of them off. I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying to describe, but I took that off. I looked at the damn wind chime, and I pointed around me. I know what I want.
He seems proud of his actions, which is a mark of a mental health condition, but not the one that Anthony is going for if he's trying to deny wrongdoing in Jim's death. The thrill and exhilaration he claims to get from murdering suggests he may have antisocial personality disorder, which is a condition that presents no psychosis or hallucinations. People with antisocial personality disorder are fully in control of their actions, which means they're also culpable in a court of law.
I said, I know what I want. Mm-hmm. And I took the bungee, and then I took the wind chime, and I put the bungee around the wind chime, and it stayed just like that.
Okay.
And I tell you, that was awesome.
Do you still feel like that was awesome?
Oh,
No.
but at that point in time.
You did. Okay. Then what happened?
I just blabbed my mouth constantly.
What were you saying?
I don't even remember. I started with, and this is how you kill a man. You just stop him from breathing. I'll quiet you down too. I'll kill myself.
Then what happened?
I thought about burning the house down after putting him in the tarp and putting the wire around.
So about what time do you think he died? Was it that after work that day? About what time? That was Friday, right?
Yeah, it was Friday. He came home from work. It might have been 6. It wasn't light outside. 6 or 7 is maybe.
So early in the evening?
Yeah.
Okay. And so by the time you get him in a tarp and do all those things, what time is it?
I think about 8.
Okay. So a couple hours. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it all just got quiet. 9 o'clock. I think I looked at the clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was 9 o'clock. Everything was quiet for the first time in my life.
So the voices weren't talking to you anymore?
Nope. And I saw his keys. I took his keys.
Mm-hmm.
I opened up his lockbox. Ripped that weed out of the lockbox. I smoked. And that's all I did for almost a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I just smoked.
Then what happened?
His phone started ringing.
Mm-hmm.
I told him he was sick. Or I told him I over the text message.
Mm-hmm.
Said my voice is not working. I'm a little sick. I'll be back in work. I'll be back to work Tuesday.
Is that group text message?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tori.
Anthony recalls the time of the murder, his actions following the murder, and his thoughts while committing the murder. This demonstrates that he has a clear memory of events, which means he has intact temporal orientation. In other words, he knows the difference between the past and present and can create an accurate timeline of events. People who are suffering from psychosis brought on by substance use or conditions such as schizophrenia demonstrate a lack of temporal orientation. If Anthony is experiencing hallucinations, as he claims, it's highly likely that he wouldn't be able to describe his actions down to the hour. Yet, much like he said earlier, he's got more blabbing to do.
So I dragged him into the garage. And I started planning.
Mm-hmm.
I never went through. I was gonna, but I said, "There's a person next door. I can't do it again."
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to get rid of this all is to literally drench this place in gasoline.
So you're thinking about just taking off with the body, and not burning down the house. Then you decided to burn down the house. Is that
No,
right?
I was going to burn the house down to clear the evidence. It was in my head. I was already.
Was he gonna be in the house when it burnt down?
No, I was gonna bury him.
Okay.
I had no idea why I wanted to bury him, but I already got the shovel, put it in the garage, put it next to the body. Had the car backed up, I think.
Yeah.
You know, just open it up, put the body in there.
What did you do with the gas?
I put it in one in a bucket, an orange bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I put the orange bucket in that room, I think.
When did you do that?
Sunday.
That had been in there since Sunday?
Yeah.
What did you do with the other one?
There was I believe a metal canister, big metal something.
Okay. Pot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What did you do with that?
I feel I've put the gasoline in there. I was going to go 2 more times.
Mm-hmm. Where was that at? That pot?
In the living room.
In the living room.
I had already started. And the next one was going to go in his bedroom.
Okay.
So, and then I never got to it, but I was going to take and I just tried to take my time. Like, if I just take my time, I can calm down. I can calm down and take control of myself.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't calm down.
You still smoking weed this whole time?
No, at that point in time I had stopped, prepped it, and I said, all right, I'm still psychotic. I can tell I have now gasoline. So I sat down, and I smoked, and I dazed out.
Smoke weed?
Weed.
Okay. Did you pour the gas anywhere?
No, but I did drop some.
Okay. Where at?
Living room.
Okay.
I stood there as I smoked, and I looked at the gasoline. I'm like, still gonna do this. So I kept smoking. Hours go by. Everything got still. I went into his bedroom and I slept. Well, I didn't actually sleep. I was up all night. The voices kept coming back.
When was that?
It was Sunday night. Yeah, it was Sunday night.
Okay. Are you still communicating over his phone with people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna keep him away from the house. I really didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I knew they'd be over. Everybody loves Jim.
Sounds like it.
Anthony's self-diagnosing as psychotic is very likely an attempt to garner sympathy and, above all, avoid accountability for his actions. Yet his retelling of events again shows careful planning, calculation, crystal clear memory, and sound logic. For the first time, he's about to reach a part of the story where he doesn't remember details. People can genuinely forget details surrounding traumatic events. You would think that if Anthony killed Jim in a state of insanity and loss of control, as he's claiming, it would have been pretty traumatic for him. But the only part of his story that seems traumatic for Anthony is when justice started to close in on him.
I already know that Lydia's coming over. That was it.
Okay. So, what time did she come over?
Afternoon.
Do you remember the time?
No.
Okay. What do you know her?
No. I know none of Jim's friends except for Kat and James.
Okay. And then Kat's who you used to live with? Okay.
Yeah, that's when I started it. That's when I realized it was slowly coming on.
Okay.
I tried getting help there, but it was too expensive.
Okay. We'll talk about that when we get through this, okay? So, she came. What happened? She knocked on the door, or?
She knocked on the door.
Uh-huh.
Front door was locked.
Okay.
She went around the back. I don't know how she got into the back. Thought I had it closed, but she got through.
What'd she do?
She pretty much started, Jim? I hid in the spare room.
How'd you do that?
I went in there.
Okay. There was a couch or something in front of it. Did you put that there?
No, that couch has always been there like that.
Okay. So when you say you were hid in there, you're just in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just waited for the right opportune moment, I guess, or not. I was trying to tell her, hey, it's me. But then I walked in, I lost it again. Started blabbing. I don't remember what the heck I said. I said, call the cops. Me and my friends killed Jim. In the end.
You told her that?
In the end, I said, me and my friends killed Jim.
Okay.
I don't have any friends.
What did she say?
She didn't say anything. She just started scanning the house.
Mm-hmm.
I got my jeans on. I was getting my shirts on. I was getting my shirt on. I was going to get my jacket on.
And what happened?
I blacked out. I started running. I think I went through the back. Because as soon as before I knew I was going to run, I was facing the backyard. The couch was here. Backyard is there. And then the lights went off.
And then what happened?
That's it. Oh, well, I mean, I end up at the train tracks. I run through the neighborhood. So the only way to get to the train tracks, go through the neighborhood, hop the street, there's train tracks over there. I go this way and I catch the bus.
Where?
Don't remember.
In Marysville?
Yes. That's where I pretty much finally regained consciousness again, is what I call it. And I'm on the bus. And I'm freaking out. And I'm like, damn.
Did you use your Orca card?
Yeah, I used my Orca card.
Where is that card now?
I don't. Oh, it's with you guys.
Okay. And then you're on the bus freaking out, and then what?
I put my head down at that point in time, or I had it down, kept my hood on.
Mm-hmm.
Just got off the bus and started walking.
Where'd you get off?
Not sure. Don't remember.
You know what town you were in?
Nope.
Then what?
Well, that's when I started once again having a conversation with myself. Just yelling at myself. Hallucinating. I'm hallucinating right now.
What do you see?
Stars, Mickey Mouse, soccer balls, knives. There's a gun. There's a person. I'm used to it now.
But you know they're not real.
Right until they take over.
What does that mean?
It means it's all real. Once it enters your head.
But you know these aren't real.
It's my reality.
Yeah, I know, but you said that you can kind of separate it.
Until it hits. Mm-hmm. Until it's time.
Okay.
I didn't think they would be violent. For the most part, I've had soccer balls. Little Mickey Mouse is here. Little Pikachu just showed up. Stars and lights, lines, colors.
So what have you been diagnosed with?
I haven't. I've been trying to get to the doctor so I can be diagnosed.
Okay. You had some medications in the spare bedroom. Were you taking them?
A medication in the spare bedroom?
Yeah. Had your name on it. They're prescription bottles.
Oh, that was from the last time. I could have used those. I didn't know they were in there.
So you haven't been on your medication?
No. I've been trying to get diagnosed. Those are just mild forms of calm you downs.
One said it was for schizophrenia or bipolar.
They were mild though, I was told. I had to bump it up and get real medication. But then I went homeless, lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last time.
This is the only time in Anthony's interrogation that he has been hesitant to answer Detective Shackleton's questions. This may be because Anthony is trying to avoid giving a direct answer because he was hoping law enforcement wouldn't notice his medication. If they did notice his medication, and it wasn't given to him for hallucinations or delusions, it may refute his claims that he was psychotic and wasn't in control when he killed Jim. It's important to note that medication that is prescribed to treat schizophrenia and bipolar disorder is also used to treat dozens of off-label conditions. This can be anything ranging from Tourette's to autism to obsessive-compulsive disorder. Whatever Anthony was given the medication for, it's clear he doesn't want to discuss it with law enforcement. Because, yet again, Pikachu pops up to derail the conversation. Quite a reliable Pokemon, wouldn't you say?
My little Pikachu that I see.
How do you feel right now about what happened?
To be honest, I want to cry, but I can't.
How come?
I can't feel remorse anymore.
No?
I think I do, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
And I can't, and I don't care.
You don't care that you did it?
No, I care that I did it. I just don't care. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I have very little emotion left anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's been concerning is I've got no emotion anymore.
Okay.
I'm a A-class criminal now, and I'm happy you guys caught me.
Okay.
Because I've got no emotion anymore. I could probably do it again, and when I say probably, I can do it again.
Okay.
So.
Are you wanting to do it again?
So right now, no.
Okay.
You're just worried you might do it again?
Yeah, I've been tracking this thing, and I know I have no emotion anymore. I don't care.
How long had you been staying with Jim?
A long time.
Anthony's description of a complete lack of empathy and remorse are symptoms attributed to individuals who are suffering from sociopathic disorders. So far, Anthony hasn't given a reason why he murdered Jim, because if he did, it would discount the insanity plea he's gunning for. And though he's still claiming to be actively experiencing hallucinations, he seems to be highly aware of that fact. In the past, Anthony and Jim had the cops called on them to break up domestic disputes. At one point, Jim even filed a no-contact order with Anthony. That speaks to the volatile nature of their relationship, and the likelihood that their failing relationship was the motive Anthony had for killing him.
So I was told that you've been gone for like a year and a half or something.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. When did you start coming back?
Holidays. He invited me. I was there for a good month.
Before this happened?
Yeah, I was there for a good month. I have a no contact order, I think.
Before that, how often were you seeing him?
Never.
So you just came and stayed for a month? You never like went back and forth?
No.
Okay.
Hung out with a man named Joseph.
Who's Joseph?
He helped me out when I was homeless. He's still alive, thankfully. He's a good man, too.
Was he in Marysville or somewhere else?
Renton.
Renton. So it was before you came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's been going on the last month?
The last month?
Mm-hmm.
While staying with Jim.
Drinking.
Drinking? Every
Eating.
night?
Yeah. Smoking.
Okay.
Chilling. Me and him.
What's your relationship with him?
Oh, he's I consider him my very good friend.
Mm-hmm.
He always said to me, "You're my best friend," and I never understood why. But
Was there a romantic relationship with you guys?
he wanted more than what I was gonna offer, which was friendship. He wanted intimacy.
Okay.
I kind of cuddled with him a few times.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go far. Sat together on the couch. Joked around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll argue with myself somewhere else.
Did you ever sleep with him?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I've never,
But he wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just kept it platonic.
Okay.
I honestly have no motive. I just did it.
No motive, you just did it. So I was told that you were supposed to leave after the new year.
Oh yeah, I was ready. I had my back packed. I was gonna go back to Seattle.
And that wasn't a problem for you leaving?
No, I was ready to go into a shelter.
How come? When you have a nice warm house.
Well, because I can't live there with him. He can't support me. I have to go get a job.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go get into a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
I've been homeless before. I love it.
You love it.
I love it. There's nobody watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a lot safer. I'm free. I can argue with you all day.
Okay.
Pass out. Black out. Maybe get hit by a car, hopefully.
Anthony seems to be grasping for reasons why anyone would love living in a shelter. When the investigator asks him about leaving in the new year, he noticeably bounces his leg. This is the first time in the interrogation that he displays any real symptoms of anxiety, and it seems entirely linked to police uncovering a motive. Anthony doesn't want there to be a motive. He wants to be crazy, and therefore completely unaccountable for his crime. But based on his shocking history with Jim, it's clear to Detective Shackleton that there is a motive. Shockingly, it's got nothing to do with Pikachu, soccer balls, or Mickey Mouse.
But what kind of drugs are you using?
I don't use drugs.
None at all? Just weed?
Just weed.
Okay.
I intentionally stay off of drugs.
Why?
I'm crazy.
Because you're crazy. When did you decide that you were crazy?
Officially last year when I started hallucinating.
That started last year?
Yeah, I said, alright. I have no control, but today's the day I do not go near anybody. I have no freaking control.
So you and Jim have had some domestic violence calls at that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that about?
Well, the first time it was him. He hit me.
But you were fine then?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
head?
he just got really belligerent one day, and I just didn't want him in my room. I had a job. I was paying for the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and he slams on the door. Because he gets belligerent.
Mm-hmm.
I still love him. I'll calm him down. I'll just bear hug him. You know. But that one time he got violent.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever met him.
You met who?
Or not, I'm sorry, that was the first time I ever lived there.
Yeah.
Jim.
What happened the second time? That the police were called. I heard that you were like running after him. And
Oh, no. Somebody called me for checking him. He's like, I don't know why they would do that. Basically, they thought I was checking him out.
Yeah.
He was going to walk across the intersection. The cars flying everywhere. He's drunk. I said, nope. So I grabbed him like this real quick, brought him back. You almost just died. So I took the heat on that one.
Yeah. But you were fine and...
Yeah, we were fine.
And mentally you were fine then?
Yeah, I was mentally fine then.
Okay.
But we were, yeah, he was pissed off about that. Who the f*** called the cops? I don't know. That's what he told me. Did you call the cops? No, I didn't call the cops.
Did you guys get physical often when you drank together?
No.
No.
No, if we were physical, he was just too much of a drunk, and he becomes like a very aggressive bear. When you put him down, he's done.
Yeah.
He's not even... He just doesn't know how to handle himself. He gets handsy, and then he gets aggressive. And that's not aggressive. It's
When you
just...
say handsy, what does that mean?
It means he'll put your hands on him. He'll put your hands on him. You know.
Okay.
He'll put your hands.
You had some injuries on you from this thing that happened on
So there's a
Friday?
bite mark on your
Yeah, I
finger?
got a bite mark.
Where's that? In your finger?
Right here, yep.
Okay. What else?
Did you treat it or anything like that?
Nah, I don't care.
You didn't care, you just let it bleed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got rug burns on my knees.
Okay.
And I see you have some marks on your knuckles there. Is it sore or anything?
Oh, no. No, I use this hand.
Oh, okay.
This ring finger and this swollen.
Does it hurt?
Oh, yeah. I scratched myself here.
You scratched yourself?
Yeah, I just started attacking myself, too. I hit myself constantly to calm myself down now. Been doing that.
So the only injury he gave you was the finger?
Yeah.
And that was because you had your hand over his mouth?
Yeah, except my hand finger ended up in his mouth.
Okay.
Poor guy.
And
I overwhelmed him.
Yeah. And when he bit your finger, what'd you do?
I just pulled it out.
Okay.
Took my hand afterwards. Oh wait, no, it was the right hand, not the left hand. Or the left? No, it was the left hand too. There's a bruise there.
That you were punching him?
Yeah. So I did use my right hand.
You used both hands?
Yep, right and left.
Okay.
What hand is your dominant hand?
Right hand.
Right hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this one took the most injury. Pretty much because this one got bent, I think. This one was bent the entire time. This one was in the worst spot on his neck. I had my left hand on it. And I moved my right hand on his neck, put my left hand over his mouth. And then I put my weight on my right hand, which crushed my middle finger, my ring finger. Trying to give you the most accuracy I can.
Yeah, I appreciate that. There were some bloody slippers at the house. Whose were those?
We both used them.
Okay.
There were slippers there. Those first ones might have been mine.
We kind of went across the top, but the backs were open.
Yeah.
Those are yours?
They could be, yeah. I'm trying to remember. They were, yes, those were mine.
Okay.
And then there was another. No, there was another.
So was the blood because were you wearing them when this happened?
No, they were just under him.
Okay.
Yeah, they were near him.
There was a shoe in his bedroom with blood on it.
Was it black?
I think so.
That's
black or
mine.
brown shoe.
Yeah, no, I have my brown shoes on. If they're black with fluff, cotton fluff in the inside, those are mine. Got them from Susan. She sent me a gift.
Okay. Susan told me that you had a phone.
Yeah, I do. It's I don't use it. Basically, it's a trash phone. I'm homeless, and I let other people use my phone for whatever they want, and they pay me.
Okay.
So I don't really care to be known by anybody, so I try not to use that phone.
Yeah.
Did you take it with you?
No.
You left it at the house?
Yeah, I don't care about the phone.
Where is that in the house?
I'm not sure.
There were a couple phones on his dresser. Do you know whose phones those were?
The big one is his. The tiny one would be mine.
Okay. Those are the only two phones at the house that you know of?
I'm pretty sure there are other phones. I mean, there could be.
So you don't, do you remember leaving your phone there?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was yours.
Do you know the code to get on his phone?
His phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know his code.
What's his code?
Either 5520 or 5022. It's close. I'll figure it out.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Do you have a code for your phone?
Yeah.
Do you know the code on your phone?
If it's the same, if somebody didn't set it, it's supposed to be 1045.
Okay.
And keep in mind, I do use the phone, but I have let other people use that phone, and I let them use it all the time. I sleep, when I'm homeless, I'm on the trail. I've got 5 people that they pass my phone around.
Sure.
So, but the last month that you were staying with him, you were the only one using it?
No, I don't think I ever used it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I don't think so. Oh, wait. Nope, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah, that thing was pretty much off.
There was a note on the...
Oh, wait, no, I did text Susan back.
Susan?
Yes.
Okay.
Often, people who suffer from diseases like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder struggle with great shame after they experience a break from reality. Anthony, on the other hand, glows with pride as he explains his master plan.
There was a note in the living room talking about how to bury a body.
How to bury a body?
Yeah, like what to do. Did you write that?
Oh, no, I made a step list.
The list?
I was trying to make maybe a list, but I don't know.
Okay. But that was you.
Yeah, that would be me.
I mean, it was talking about like how wide and stuff. Where did you get that information?
I just eyeballed it.
You eyeballed like his body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually gonna take a tent, go to a camping ground, cut the bottom of the tent out, drop the body at the same time as the tent, put the tent up where the body's at, dig with the tent inside the tent and the body there. So I wasn't really even. I was just putting an idea together.
Yeah.
And the more and more I did it, the more and more it sounded ridiculous.
Okay.
So I just didn't do it. And then my last thing on Monday was, well, I'll just burn the house down and him.
That was what you ended up with?
Yep. I was going to put him in the center of the room, the living room. That was my last plan. I never got to it. I tried to stop myself. I mean, I felt like on a free wheel of something.
What do you mean?
I had no control. Just felt as if I was on a live wire.
In the spare bedroom, there were dresser drawers stacked all up. Well, how come?
I was going to burn the house.
So that was just like
Yeah,
a fire pile?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was almost done.
Would you have done it?
I think so.
How close were you?
That close?
What does that mean? Had Crystal not come, when would it have happened?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. I had just started recovering. I was going to stop myself and then call. That was my hope. And I already felt it coming down. So I said, good. 911 is the answer. Just call them up. Admit it. Went over here.
What? How are we gonna light it?
Gasoline. I'll tell you the whole thing.
Yeah.
I had it in my head. Pour gasoline in the living room. Pour gasoline in his bedroom. Pour gasoline in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. My bedroom was where all the evidence, or spare bedroom was where all the evidence is at, where I was sleeping. Puddle the crap out of that. Pour as much gasoline on the body as him as possible while covering the living room. And then hit his bedroom. Propane tanks. I was going to take one, put it in the kitchen, face it, the opening to the fridge, give it some time so it doesn't just, burn up everything at once, because you need oxygen. Crack the windows, this much each, so there's enough draw, there's enough pull. Heat provides pull. And I had it perfectly planned out. I was going to put the last propane tank in the bathroom. I didn't get to it.
How are you gonna light it?
Molotov.
Did you make that?
No.
You found one.
You found one?
Yeah.
Molotov.
Yeah.
There was a piece of cloth stuffed in a jar in your bedroom.
And a beer bottle?
It's like a big mason jar.
Mason jar. Was it full of gasoline?
Not yet.
No.
You don't remember doing that? Okay.
Oh, no. That was a cloth I was going to put in a beer bottle. And then put gasoline in the beer bottle, of course. And then from the spare bedroom, throw it in there, and wait.
Like you were gonna throw it in while you're in the house?
No, it's going to be outside of the house. The screen would be open. The window would be open.
Yeah.
I would wait for the propane to leak, expand, and then light the Molotov, throw it over there.
And then what were you gonna do?
Run.
Where?
Driveway as quick as possible.
Where were we going though?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah. I was even going to take the security camera down.
Did you take the security?
I'm not positive. I could have. I could have unplugged it.
Yeah. You think you did?
Oh, I think I did.
Yeah. Were you worried about that surveillance?
No, I wasn't. Actually, I didn't even care.
You didn't care?
If I had got caught, I wouldn't have cared.
Then why would you take it down?
That's one thing I can't answer.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of my plan was to look directly at the camera. Just and then do it.
Yeah.
So, and it was just a look at the camera. I was like, look at me now.
Anthony's description of looking into the camera suggests to detectives that he was satisfied with his actions and was fully aware and capable while he was doing them. What he's about to say next about his ability to present himself as charming and likable truly speaks volumes about the manipulation that he is capable of and how highly he thinks of himself.
I used to be a good guy, I used to be a nice guy, but I could see myself falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Why did Jim want you around? If you're falling apart. What?
I'm a nice guy. I'm a very nice guy. I'm generous, I'm kind. You know, I've always helped out. That's why he's always let me there. Mm-hmm. His house went from dirty to clean. His attitude went from shitty to happy. I listen to people. I can listen to you all day. I mean, my God, I listen to them things all day. I'm still listening to them. Mm-hmm. It hurts. You know, but listening to him is something to listen to. You know?
Yeah.
So I listen to him. It gets his stuff off his chest. It eventually bugs me, but just throw on music.
Is there anything that you think we should know that we haven't talked about?
Anything I think you should know that I haven't talked about?
That we haven't already talked about, yeah.
See, maybe I missed something. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna step out of the room for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Get back.
I have a question. Can I ask one real quick?
Yeah.
Have you ever hurt Jim before? I know you said he's kind of attacked you and you've kind of pulled him back away from the road.
Have I hit him before?
Have you ever hurt him, attacked him, anything like that you remember?
There was one time it was a me and him. And he went after me and Big Bear. I thought he couldn't do it.
And at that time, you're saying it was self-defense then?
No, it was both of us.
Oh.
I mean, I'll take the blame. He's an old guy. I hit him 4 times in the body, hit him in the face.
How
told
long
him to
ago
get
was
out.
that?
Shoot, I don't remember.
Years ago?
So this is the first year, maybe 2 years ago?
2, okay. But
Was
the cops weren't called.
that over you leaving?
I don't think so.
Okay. Have you ever hurt anybody else?
I've hurt Susan.
Susan?
Mama, so? Susan Bozak. I shoved her into, yeah.
Is your foster mom?
Yeah, we had a thing.
How old were you when you did that?
So I was 15, 16, all the way to 24 maybe, 23.
How old were you when you assaulted her?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? Kid or an adult?
Kid and an adult.
Yeah, you didn't.
I've always had issues.
Okay.
I was never told to get out because I'm always kind and nice. It's just I had violent episodes. Cops were called one day and they said, all right, well, it's time to move out, big guy. I said, yeah, you're right. Before you hurt her and the kids. So
have you spent time in jail?
No.
Ever?
One time for domestic violence with Jim.
Sure. Yeah,
but
that's the only time.
Yeah.
That's not very much for someone who has violent tendencies.
Well, they never went too far.
Yeah.
You know, everybody loved me, and I just pulled myself into more and more isolation.
Yeah. After
Susan, even with Susan, I kept myself isolated. I could hear it. You don't want to see it though.
Have you ever killed anyone else?
No.
Have you ever kind of made plans to kill anyone else?
No.
No. Okay. So you said these hallucinations kind of have been going on the last year then?
Yes.
Can you think of anything that triggered them in specific or anything that onset them?
No, they're always there now.
Because you're about to turn 31, is that right?
Yeah.
31, okay. Because they just have kind of gotten worse over your life.
Worse and worse, and they're getting worse, and they're getting worse. And I'm still dealing with your dipshit, a piece of shit. You're nothing. You're crap.
The voices are saying that in your head?
Mm-hmm. I feel like they come out here, and then my freaking neck hurts. Like it feels like they feel like they're biting me.
Gotcha. How long have you heard the voices for?
Good 8 months now, for sure.
Oh, okay. How many do you hear? Are you able to kind of even...
8 or 9.
8 or 9? Are they the same voices or a different one each time?
Nah. I use angels to help guide me through them. I just named the voices as best I could.
You name them?
Yeah, there's about 8 or 9.
Okay.
You know, and I named them as best I could. There's one mean one, they call him Satan. I don't listen to Satan. He tells me to kill people, you know. And this is just a name I came up with.
How often do you hear that?
Constantly.
Constantly?
Yeah.
Daily? Weekly?
Daily.
Hourly?
Hourly. Secondly, almost now. It's
Okay.
I mean, not right now, it's different. There it is. I will kill you. Hits me in the neck, it hurts. You know? And then, there's father. There's like a father one. No, you did bad. You gotta go and do this because you did bad. Now you can't do this, and you can't go and eat, but now you can.
Throughout Detective Rediger's specific questions about the voices Anthony claims to hear, Anthony notably takes more pauses. This is likely because he is trying to think of answers, like what he's named the evil voice he hears. Satan is certainly a creative choice. During trial, Anthony's defense went on to state that it wasn't a voice named Satan that Anthony heard, but Satan himself. They told the court that Anthony believed he was hearing the voices of demons, and that these demons were ordering him to kill Jim. This is notably different from what he claimed during his initial interview. It's probable that this was an attempt by the defense to get Anthony a lesser sentence with an insanity plea. Unfortunately for Anthony, his claims of insanity didn't stick. A neuropsychologist analyzed him and determined that he displayed moderate and widespread neuropsychological impairments that were potentially linked to fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. The most notable impairment found in adults with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders is difficulty regulating emotions, which can lead to outbursts of extreme anger. Neuropsychologists and social workers that analyzed Anthony made no mention of conditions that would result in him struggling with psychosis or any breaks from reality. Ultimately, Anthony pleaded guilty to second-degree homicide and arson and was sentenced to 21 years in prison. He currently resides at Stafford Creek Correction Center in Washington. Do you think Anthony was actually experiencing hallucinations? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below.